so I'm your grammarian for today, and this will be like a lecture. Okay. Now, when it comes to reporting grammar in the Philippines, what we have is germs and gems, wherein we divide everything into the positive and the negative. And when it comes to the bad things, we don't usually give the names. So I will not be giving any name.
I'm good.
Yes. All right. Now let's go for the gems first. The gems. Now there are words and there are phrases that I heard tonight that are really beautiful. Expedite, accolades, relinquish, rectify, grandiose, emphatic, and felicitation. Now these are the words that we don't usually use every day. But then whenever you hear it, oh, okay, wow, that's really beautiful, right? Okay, now when it comes to sentences that I heard, if there is no purpose, you can never think big by by Toastmaster Harish. Always focus on the result, also by Toastmaster Harish. By thinking big, something can happen. Toastmaster Dilber. Take intelligent risk by Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Shaban. The sky is the limit, also by Toastmaster Muhammad Al-Shaban. You can use your anger but not lose it. Toastmaster Harish. It's beautiful. Breathe like a child. Toastmaster Lamia. Passion to serve. Toastmaster Nazir. Focus on the cup, on the result. Toastmaster Harish. And every day is a celebration of joy. Toastmaster Jeffrey. Now let's go and have the germs for tonight. Now I have five sections for the germs: subject and verb agreement, omission, word usage, cliche, and pronunciation. Okay. Well, you know I'm an English teacher. So.
Thank you.
All right. Now, first for the subject and verb agreement. Now, if anyone want to know more about, now of course, if the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb should also be plural. Now, if anyone want, rather than saying want, we say once. One of the chemical should be chemicals, right? Because this is one of the loopholes in the English language, because a lot of people think that if you have one, it means it's already one, meaning it's already singular. But then when you say the phrase one of the, it means you're just pertaining to one part of the whole, which the whole would be plural. So one of the chemicals. All the skills. So we say all the skills. That's mean. Now the verb there is mean. So we cannot put the S in that's, but rather we say that means. Okay, that's it. Now for the omission. Now for second language speakers like us, Saudis, Indians, Filipinos, who are not native speakers, when it comes to omission, it's always the problem. Example, if you looking at the physiological aspect. Now rather than saying if you're looking, if you are, so the linking verb there are is omitted. Stress is collection of. So the article a is missing. So you say stress is a collection of. You breathe. You take a breath. Alright? Okay? Next, word usage. A big hand of applause. Now this one is very tricky because these are two different idioms. You can say a big hand and a round of applause. You cannot combine it together. Okay? I came from. When you're talking about a permanent place, like myself, I come from the Philippines. If you're pertaining to a permanent thing, you say all the time the present form, which is come. But then if I say I just came from KFUPM, so it's not permanent, so that is came. Another one, what is gonna be tomorrow? Now rather than using the word what, it would be better if you would use the word how. How is it going to be tomorrow? Not concentrate of something. Also when it comes to us, we're having a problem when it comes to prepositions all the time. In, on, at, right? And off, with, and all these. So rather than saying not concentrate of something, not concentrating. What could be the preposition? Not
To.
concentrate to, concentrate with. Okay, there is a study show that. So you can omit the there is because it already suffices that when you say a study shows that. Okay, another one, what you need more. So we can rephrase it. We can say, what else do you need? We are not enthusiasts, so you're missing the correct form. Rather than saying enthusiast, you say enthusiastic. We are not enthusiastic. Did I gonna meet my manager expecting? So you can try to rephrase it. You say, am I going to meet my manager's expectation? Right. Would you still like me to continue? Because
Yeah. Who used the word?
We need a
Alright.
class. We need a special class for English.
all right.
Special class for English.
The next one, also for public speakers like us, always cliches. Now, when you talk about cliches, meaning these are the phrases and the words that we usually say, and because we usually say it, it doesn't make sense anymore, right? Before anything else, I would like to okay. All right. So rather than saying before anything else, maybe you can try to think of something. Another like example, or like for example, this is a redundant thing. When you say redundant, meaning you're just repeating what it has been said already. So rather than saying like for example, you say like, or you say for example. You cannot combine them together because it's redundant. Another one, without further ado. I can always hear that with hosts, without further ado, okay? So you might as well try to look for another phrase meaning the same thing. Also, the words actually, technically, basically, these are becoming fillers for public speakers like us. It would not mean anything anymore if you would keep on saying actually, basically, technically, all these things, right? Now, for the last, pronunciation. All right. Now, when it comes to pronunciation, we say restaurant rather than saying restaurant. We say restaurant. Okay. Now, when it comes to pronunciation, of course, pronunciation varies from one country to the other. But then, I somehow base this on what we call IPA, International Phonetics Alphabet. Right. Now, restaurant, committee rather than saying committee or committee, we say committee. We say vegetables rather than vegetables. We say growth rather than saying growth. We say evaluators rather than saying evaluators. Executable rather than saying executable. Distinguished rather than saying distinguished. It's distinguished. Now, another thing when it comes to pronunciation, the rule, if you have a word ending with the suffix suffix ate. Now, it varies if the word is used as a verb or a noun or an adjective. Example, as a verb, we say duplicate. As a noun or adjective, you say duplicate. Okay? Now, the pronunciation there, if you have it as a verb, then the ate would be pronounced long. Ate. Well, when it comes to the noun and the adjective, then you say it, ate, and it. Another example, graduate. Articulate. Delegate. Things like that, right? Now, again, for the when it comes to the long E and short I, E. So we say fill, and then we say feel. Fill, feel. These are two different things. Another one, breathe and breath. That one is another. Breathe is the verb and breath is the noun. Okay? Short O and the diphthong, the schwa with a short O. Now we have it and then O. Two different things. The word is thought. So it's short O, thought. Another one. This one has the diphthong O. Growth rather than saying growth. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
inshallah. What's the